Alright guys, what is going on? How y'all doing? I'm back up here once again. This is the Club of the Man 1993, and we are here live for my live review, more of a recap of this week's episode of AEW Dynamite. Obviously, since I was up here earlier tonight for 2 hours doing my top 10 best and worst matches in WWE tonight, I missed half of Dynamite. I read over the highlights and whatnot, so I thought that it'd be best if I more so just did more of like a recap and not really like grade this show, because I didn't really get to watch straight through like in a solid way. So I mostly got to watch the second half. I got to watch from the tag title match on. The stuff I saw was good. The announcement at the end, though, for the main event of Revolution, though, I thought was pretty awesome. I'm very intrigued by that match to see where that goes and such. But for what I read in the results, it was an intriguing show still. I mean, I don't really have a grade for it. I'm not going to give it a grade. But again, it seemed like a very intriguing show. And a lot of good things are coming for Revolution for sure on March the... Let me pull it up and check the calendar. I keep thinking it's March the 7th. Or the 6th. Wait. Let me double check. I thought it was the 6th, the Saturday. March 7th. Okay, it's on a Sunday for a change. Okay, never mind then. It is on Sunday, March the 7th. It'll be interesting, especially with how late those pay-per-views usually get done with. I gotta work next day, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways, so we're gonna review tonight's show and talk about it quickly. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure also check out my, even though it's 2 hours long, if you have time and want to talk about some matches from 2020 in WWE, make sure to do that. Again, the next special will probably have to do with AEW, but again, we'll get to that another time. I also decided that I don't know if you probably can't tell, but I go back to keeping like the big light on in my bedroom on during these streams. I tried doing it with the lights off and just the other lights shining on it. Unfortunately, though, I was having some issues with like the shadows behind me and whatnot, so I thought it may be best for me to just go back to how it was. So it was a nice try, but like I said, I think it's better off I do it this way. But let's just recap the show real quick. Talk about what happened as we lead into Revolution. We opened up. We actually had a tag match with Matt Hardy and Hangman Adam Page. They defeated the Hybrid by pinfall. Obviously, still teasing this alliance, and Big Money Matt believes that he got Hangman Adam Page to sign a contract to be under him basically last week. But instead, it looks like this is where Hangman turned the tables. As you remember, last week when Matt Hardy was not looking, Hangman Adam Page substituted the contract for a different one. So Matt Hardy praises Hangman after the match, adding that they will both make a lot of money. But then Page reveals he actually signed a contract for a match with Matt Hardy, in which the loser hands over 100% of their earnings to the winner, which then sets off Matt Hardy, and he sets TH2 to attack Hangman Adam Page. But the Dark Order came to his aid. So the tables turned, and the match is official for Revolution. Matt Hardy and Hangman Adam Page. I like it. I like this, undercard feud. Definitely gives Hangman something to do. Matt Hardy with this, heelish character he has now with, being like Big Money Matt and whatnot. So, cool. I'm fine with that to be at Revolution. We also have the Inner Circle sharing their frustrations as to Sammy Guevara, quitting on them last week. Jericho wanted to admit some of the blame for Sammy leaving the group, but then he claims at first it lies to MJF, but then he's like, nah, screw that. Sammy Guevara is dead to him. I don't know when Sammy's going to be back. Again, I did hear some rumors over the weekend, now I'm hearing it may be false, I'm not sure. Apparently, Sammy has some heat backstage because he didn't like the story line he was going to be doing on an episode of Impact or something like that. So, I'm not sure what it's going to lead them to. That's why they wrote him off TV. But again, when he does come back, hopefully he does get that big babyface push that I'm sure most of us have been waiting for a while. Rio returned for the first time in probably a year, I'd say, and she defeated Serena Deeb in the AEW Women's Championship Eliminator Tournament. We have Jay Cargill and Shaq training for their match on the March 3rd episode of AEW Dynamite when they take on Cody Rhodes and Red Velvet. Which it was also announced at Revolution. So far it's Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, and Penta El Zero, or whatever the heck Pentagon Jr. is going by now. I keep forgetting. There's going to be a 6-man ladder match, I think, basically for the number one contendership for the TNT Championship, which that'll be interesting for sure. Over that 6-man match, something interesting. We had Orange Cassidy defeat Luther in a match. Team Taz came out and demanded Sting to call him out face to face, and Sting came down and apparently he attacks Brian Cage, and they hook chokes at Sting with his own baseball bat. So apparently Sting took some offense and took a bump. I'll have to check that out later. And then we have the Young Bucks defeated Santana and Ortiz by pinfall, which again I just didn't understand why they had this match for the tag titles, since Jericho and MJF won the match to declare themselves as the tag team fight for the tag titles for the Inner Circle. So I'm not sure why that match took place. Afterwards, the Inner Circle did attack the Young Bucks, while Kenny Omega and the Good Brothers watched backstage, and then eventually the Good Brothers came out. So obviously they picked their spots to go out and help out, as again, it just looks like there's still some type of a wedge driven between, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, with the Good Brothers by his side, and Don Callis in Kenny Omega's ear. They have a gender reveal for Baby Rhodes, as Brandy Rhodes reveals she'll be having a girl, and Cody stayed on commentary to watch the match between FTR and the Sydal brothers, Matt and Mike, and they won. After the match, they had this sick-looking shot where Jurassic Express Jungle Boy's, Luchasaurus' mask was on the stage lit up, but it came back on. Luchasaurus had a new mask on, and then Jurassic Express attacked FTR. Tully Blanchard was not there because of the snow in San Antonio, but he will be back next week, and we are going to be having a 6-man tag match. It'll be Tully Blanchard actually wrestling with FTR, taking on Jurassic Express. Maybe that could give Jurassic Express the number one contendership for the tag titles after Jericho and MJF at Revolution, maybe? I don't know. Let's wait and see. John Moxley has a promo, says he will beat up Eddie Kingston, as Eddie Kingston wanted to have a match tonight to exercise his demons. And then Moxley says he'll beat up Eddie Kingston as many times as he needs to, and he also adds that he'll defeat Kenta at New Japan Strong for the IWPG United States Championship. He teamed up with Lance Archer and Ray Phoenix in the main event, taking on Eddie Kingston, the Butcher, and the Blade. Solid match, but I don't know why they had this match again, because we've seen Moxley and Eddie how many times already, but still a solid match. The Babyfaces won. Afterwards, the Good Brothers attacked John Moxley, which brought out Kenny Omega, taunting Moxley, calling him pathetic, and he announces that Moxley will receive his rematch, even though, once again, there's been a lot of other people who should be having rematches for the world title. Well, Chris Jericho, still feel MJF would as well, but Moxley's getting his at Revolution. But he's saying, he will choose the stipulation, and Kenny Omega chooses an exploding barbed wire death match. Ooh, never witnessed one of those. But with their lights out match, honestly, this may be topping it off. And of course, remember, this time it actually counts since the Lights Out match didn't count because that was unsanctioned at Full Gear 2019. Oh boy. I am very interested in this one. That's going to be awesome. It's going to be a really... We're going to be seeing a lot of vicious things in that match. I'm hoping they take things to another level from the Lights Out match that they had over a year ago. But I'm intrigued by that. And yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this review. Again, just a brief, a couple minute review. What's up, Tyler? Gave it a B. Again, I didn't give it a grade. I only saw half the show. Just basically read the highlights, but that's all I got. I will review NXT tomorrow night, guys. Not sure when my next special is going to be. I definitely have SmackDown review Friday, and then preview and predictions probably for Elimination Chamber Friday, maybe Saturday before my big Valentine's date, and Sunday is Chamber. Again, going to my friends again to watch it, so I'm not sure if I'll review it on Sunday or if I'll review it Monday, but I will be reviewing Elimination Chamber and previewing it, hopefully after SmackDown on Friday. So guys, once again, no grade for AEW. Again, I didn't really watch it, or this is the second half. So what are your thoughts on this show? What are your thoughts on this exploding barbed wire death match between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega for the AEW World Championship at Revolution? And of course the other matches that have taken place also as well, such as Team Taz and Sting and Darby Allin. We've got MJF and Chris Jericho versus the Young Bucks for the tag titles. So far as Cody Rhodes, Scorpio Sky, and Penta El Zero, whatever his name is, in a 6-man ladder match, taking this for the number 1 contendership for the TNT Championship. Probably others are meant to come around too, so we'll see what happens. Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comments section below. Slap a like on the video, and subscribe for more content. Come on my channel. Follow me on Twitter at TheManAirBoy93. And guys, good night. I'll catch you all later. Have a great rest of your night. Sleep tight. Peace out, everybody.